Hello and welcome, everybody. So if you're watching this in the future, my name is Sterling. I'm joined by Billy today. We are coming live to chat a little bit about the Game Awards and its nominations. As it stands, we are currently 23 days away from the Game Awards. It will be December 12th. We will be live streaming that. I am making sure that I have that day. Oh, you know what? I had been making sure I have that day free. I might have rehearsal that night. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that I do.
We
I'm
can
pulling
we
it up.
can do a replay.
Yeah, I just love being live, you know? I just
Yeah.
love being live. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I
I
would
know, I
much
do
rather
too.
do a Star Kid show than watch the Game Awards, but it's a close second. It's a very
Yeah,
close second.
yeah.
Um, Welcome in, Dusty. I know that I don't know if you're joking or not. I genuinely think that's gonna happen. Like a Balatro sweep. Like I think
Oh,
Balatro is gonna take almost every category. Yeah. I was just playing it today. Still, I've been playing it at least once a week since it came out. Um, it's been absolutely nuts. Billy, have you gotten to look at any of the categories yet?
so I have. I skimmed through them earlier. Um but I haven't like dug into it. I tried to go in. I just kind of wanted to look, but I didn't want to like start to get too many thoughts until we were here.
Mm-hmm.
Since I knew we were doing this today.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up my rehearsal schedule while we talk.
I'll just go ahead and mention I think it's awesome that Balatro is here. Um, I think it's interesting, especially after last year. um, we all kind of raised a big stink about Dave the Diver being in the indie category, um, despite being owned by a massive corporation. Um,
Right.
so it is cool seeing Balatro here. I have not actually played this game yet.
Oh, dude.
Um,
It's
I
so
know, I
cheap.
know.
It's so fun. It's even on your phone. Play it at school.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah, who cares?
Um,
That's what I'm gonna do
but
if the state of Kansas lets me be a substitute.
yeah, which they will. Um,
I mean, they gotta accept my okay. Whole other sidebar. I
yeah.
went to the UPS store to do my fingerprints today.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I booked a 2:30 o'clock appointment. 2:30 o'clock. And first off, $64 for the application fee.
Yeah.
$57 for the fingerprint just processing fee for the KSDE to like send
Yeah.
to whatever department they work with. $40 to do the fingerprints with the live scan. And I feel like I am missing something else.
That is so
But
I
every
hate scanning
single one of
cameras.
those also had like a $4 or $5 processing charge on top of
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um, and I'm looking at doing it again for the state of Missouri. I've already paid the application fee for Missouri as well. And I'm going to have to do another set of fingerprint scanning. This time I have to go to the sheriff's office. But I walk into the UPS store, um, and I go in and I say, "Hey, I have a 2:30 appointment to do the fingerprint thing." And the girl like gestures over and she's like, "Oh, you had to go over to the kiosk." I'm like, "Great." Walk over to the kiosk. I sit down and I'm immediately like, "Oh, they have no idea what they're doing," because
Oh no.
I go to sign in and it says like tap to begin, scan your QR code, and it says okay now the not the investigator, but like there's like somebody that has to like they have to sign in to
Yeah.
be there for me, and she has just left. And I'm like, okay, somebody needs to sign me in here, and another guy comes and sign me in, and I'm like, hey, I also have this thing that you need to sign. Have you
Mhm.
signed one of these before? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing with this. Do you need to sign this? I don't. I like. Do you need to
Yeah.
fill this out? Can I fill this out and you just sign it? He's like, yeah, that'll be easier. I'm like, okay, great. I will fill it out. You just need to sign it. Whatever. I
Yeah.
just need to know that I'm doing this right. Um, I'm doing it and I just can't get because they left, they fucked off to like keep helping other customers. I cannot get the like. So you put your fingerprint down and you start
Hmm.
rolling it, right?
Yeah.
Um, I did you do the live scan or did you just do it on paper?
No, I did it on paper.
Okay,
I
so
did
the
it at
live
Riley
scan,
County and then my hometown did let
yeah.
me
So the
carry it.
live scan, like you push your finger down and then it like beeps and it shows like a green line and then you could start like rolling your finger to the sides.
Hmm.
um and it was just like it kept like deleting what had already been scanned, and it just like wouldn't keep up with it until eventually sometimes it would just work. If I just noticed that it hadn't finished and I would just take my finger off, it would just
Hmm.
take it. And there were some scans that were like it had an X above it, but it let me continue on anyway. And I
Man,
tried to redo it and it just like couldn't get it right, and eventually I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just moving on. um so we'll see what happens.
that's crazy.
Luckily it's a digital one, so I think I should be able to find out in the
Yeah,
next couple of days as opposed to like
right.
10 days. Hopefully I have a job soon.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, that sidebar aside,
Yeah.
I don't even remember why I got into that in the first place.
Oh, you're talking
Um,
about playing Balatro at school.
yeah, exactly. Uh, it's gonna be a breeze. I just go in as a substitute teacher, play Balatro, have a blast.
There you go.
Balatro has been nominated for quite a bit right now.
Yeah, it really has.
So let's. I think we just need to start going through the categories, and I'm also going to
Mhm.
try and find. Actually, I'm gonna vote as we do this.
Yeah, I am too.
Let me
I
sign
signed in
in.
on my side.
I'm gonna sign in off camera before
While
I
you're
switch
doing
things
that,
over.
I just want to mention too, the initial tweet for this was incredibly funny. Um,
Oh my god.
because I got it sent to me from something else. Um, and there were two typos, really bad typos, in the initial tweet. Um, Black Myth Wukong was Black Myth Waking, which is hilarious. And then it was it was like Elden Ring Shadow of the Erta Tree. It was like somebody was doing voice to text and they just didn't know what to do. But they spelled metaphor refantasio right.
Yeah, I thought it was Refantasio.
I don't know. I've said Fantasio
Do
since
they
it
not say
launched.
that word in the game?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting. I thought I was gonna have a $1,700 apartment bill, so I was waiting. And then Dragon Quest came out, so that's where I'm at right now.
Gotcha.
Metaphor will be next, because
So,
that has been my most anticipated game this
so
year.
right off the bat, I don't like that you go in to start voting and it just starts you off with Game of the Year.
Yeah, because
I
the
feel
ones
like
at the
that needs
end
to,
are a little
yeah.
anticlimactic, but I think they
Which is like I
realize most
get
people are
that,
just
just but
coming
like
to this.
invert it, man. Let's start with the anticlimactic ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to start with Game of the Year. Let's
Do you
see.
just want to go
Best
to the
esports
end and
team.
go backwards?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I don't know any of these teams.
I don't
Usually,
either.
I will at least know one esports team. I don't know any of these guys.
I think it's I know that like apparently League of Legends has kind of popped off this year. Like I have heard that a lot of the matches this year have been absolutely crazy. For the
Hmm.
people who play those games. I do think it's interesting that there is no Overwatch, like at all represented here. There's no Valorant represented. It is three League of Legends teams: Counter Strike and Dota. Um, yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
anything about this. I'm probably not
MOBAs
going
are
to click a
popping
button
off.
here.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna abstain from this category because I don't know any of
Yeah,
them. I think I might know
these
Liquid,
first
but
few are going to be like this.
yeah,
Since words.
esports
Um,
athletes. This is another one where usually I do know Faker.
yeah, he's the only
I'll
one I
vote
know.
Faker because I know Faker.
I do wish I would love so as a big Pokemon player, I do kind of wish we could see Pokemon. I think Wolf Glick or any of the
Yeah,
big Pokemon players, I would love to see if them make it. I know Pokemon's not incredibly popular in terms of the competitive scene,
yeah,
um, but with as big Pokemon is, I'm surprised there's not one listed, and we've seen some great players this year.
right. I agree.
Um,
And I I also want to see just I want to see a bigger effort to just be like, hey, let's just pick like if somebody has declared an MVP for their game,
Hmm.
if like a developer or something has, let's like maybe put them in, and then so we can like have a more broad variety of games.
Yeah,
Although no, that wouldn't work because then you just have people voting for their favorite game,
that's true
and
too.
it would just turn into which is the most popular esports game.
Yeah,
Um, so
but
after talking my way through it, this works.
anyway. All right, moving
All right, next up,
backwards.
best esports game.
I think it's hilarious that there's two League of Legends one or Riot League of Legends and Valorant makes sense. Um, I have not heard much talk about Counter Strike 2 like at all since it released.
No, neither have I.
As
I
as
heard
a
it was big when it came
non-participator,
out. It was big when it came out, and yeah, it was attempted to go up against Valorant. Valorant has not like lost much of its market share. Valorant's the only one of these that I have watched in the last year. I will say that,
right?
but even that,
I
like barely.
Yeah, I've heard the like I said, I heard the League of Legends World Championships were pretty ridiculous this year.
Hmm.
Again, I would love to see Pokemon eventually make it onto this list. I
Yeah.
think the competitive scene for Pokemon VGC is very, very cool.
Hmm.
I've never even heard of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I don't know if that's just me being out of the loop, like completely, or
I'm
or
sure it's
what.
big somewhere.
But I'm
It's
surprised that like TFT is not on here, or um,
again
uh,
Overwatch 2, Call of
like
Duty.
Overwatch 2. You know, there's a lot more that I'm kind of surprised made. I have never heard of this Mobile Legends.
Yeah.
Deadlock, despite being early access, has been. I'm sure there's been stuff on it. Deadlock looks really sick.
Yeah, it's just there's not much of a comp scene for it because of how early it is. It's just like it's hard to run like those custom matches and stuff. I imagine we will be seeing it next year because it's very close to being like good enough to be out in 1.0.
Yeah.
Um
Wait,
I've had a great time playing that game as I've
yeah, I
gotten
played
to.
some. I enjoyed it. I haven't played a ton of it, but I will probably say in this category too, because I don't really play any of these games. I know they're sick, um, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, next up.
Content creator of the year. I know none of these.
Queso's photo.
Also, yes, the random VTuber.
I
on,
just think it's funny that it's like I pictured Jeff Keighley finding queso outside a Waffle House and being like, "Hey, quick!"
yeah. Hey, quick! I need a picture. Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
I know queso. Queso's hilarious. Um, Typical gamer also is really cool.
Yeah.
He's I didn't mean to vote for him. I thought there was like a oh no, I'm thinking of the streamer awards. I thought they would like have like a clip of them or something.
Oh,
Um,
you can. There's a change my vote button down there.
yeah. I'm gonna vote for queso, but I know typical gamer. He's dope.
Yeah.
But queso's just funny. um,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
would have
know the
loved.
VTuber or these two.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen. Like if I had to pick my personals, I think Alpharad does so much cool
I
stuff
really
and
do. Yeah, I
has been
agree.
uplifting
Alpharad,
a ton of other content creators this year.
Doug, I think needs
Yes.
huge
Oh my god.
appreciation. For
Yeah.
just like the novelty of what he does. I don't think Germa has. I mean, Germa doesn't do stuff anymore, but I don't think he was ever given a nod.
He absolutely
Um,
should have been.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really sad.
But and also I think Ludwig could have very well. I think Fast 50
Wasn't he
was one of my
nominated
favorite
last year?
events. I think it was Streamer Awards. I don't know if it was this. I
Because I
could be
remember him
wrong.
being in the audience at the Game Awards. Let's see here, Ludwig.
I can't remember, but I think Fast 50 was such a cool event.
I agree.
Like the GDQ style, but very
Oh no, he
laid
won.
back.
He won in 2022.
Ah, okay. Well, good. So I guess that makes sense why he's not. But yeah, I just don't know these people. I'm sure they're great people. I just don't
Can't.
know them.
There we go. Oh,
I
that's
still
funny.
can't get over the
Cutie,
four.
Cutie Cinderella was
dudes.
nominated with him. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
remember that.
Huh.
Carl Jacobs is also up there. Last year was like Iron Mouse, Quackity, Cypher PK, People Make
Yeah.
Games. Oh, you know what? I am amazed that Pirate Software was not on here.
Oh yeah, he would have been a good one for this year. Since he kind of like this is the year he kind of blew up, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it was certainly like in the middle of the awards season last year,
Yeah.
and he's managed to keep a very strong amount of his uh, base.
Yeah.
We have Stetson in saying that his vote is for Belle Delphine. I don't know if she's done anything this year, buddy. Don't think she's done anything. Anyway. Yeah,
All right.
I would love. We should swing through the streamer awards if we have time to.
Oh yeah.
Most
Okay.
anticipated game. This one's hard.
There's
for
a lot
me.
of cool ones on here. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of great options here.
It's
I
weird.
think.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say the only one. So did not play Death Stranding 1, and I saw that game, and I don't have a whole huge thing on it. Like I don't. It doesn't look like the game for me.
Right.
Every other game here, though, I am very excited for.
Right.
And it's pretty tough for me to kind of pinpoint one of them.
So I'm in a different boat where I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Yotei does look great. Ghost of Tsushima looked great too. I just couldn't afford it. I can't afford it.
Right.
I have not really played any Metroid games. I don't really care about Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
I have attempted to play Monster Hunter many times and have never vibed with it. I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 5 to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I had fun with like the sandbox and the multiplayer. I liked watching Grand Theft Auto 5 videos, like
Right. Yeah.
like Vanoss and stuff back in like 2015.
Yeah.
And Death Stranding 1, I played for like 2 hours and then gave up. But the trailers and the marketing for Death Stranding 2 actually has me thinking I might give it a shot even without finishing Death Stranding 1. So honestly, I'm leaning towards Death Stranding 2, even though I don't even though none of these are like I am super like yeah about any of them.
Yeah.
You know?
So I've already mentioned my thought on Death Stranding 2. Ghost of Yotei personally is probably not one I will play. Even when Ghost of Tsushima came to Steam, I still haven't bought it and played it. It's not. I like too many games that are like 80 to 100 hours to play, so I get through them very slowly. Grand Theft Auto 6, I think with a group of friends, the online is so fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the multiplayer on GTA 6.
I am not convinced the game will come out next year.
I am. I don't know why so many people are saying that. I don't know what.
There are so many big games that keep getting pushed back repeatedly. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been reportedly pushed back many times. We haven't really seen that much of it, and it's supposed to come out in early 2025?
I think mid. I think it was like May.
Okay. If it comes out and it's fantastic, great. Rockstar's track record has not been fantastic. These last few releases they've done. So I definitely have concern there.
Autumn 2025.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got some waiting. I just hope it can be ready. Their track record just hasn't been amazing. I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be awesome. I just recently, a couple months ago, played through Prime 1. I will eventually play through Prime 2 and 3 before 4. I love the 2D Metroid games, but the atmosphere of the Prime games are really cool. I don't know about most anticipated game. I think for a lot of people that have been waiting since Prime 3 came out, it's definitely the longest wait of the list, even more than Grand Theft Auto. But I think mine has to go. Oh, go ahead.
I'm diving into a rabbit hole of GTA 6 theories here. And it's really funny. There's a moon theory that has been circulating recently, and they noticed in a promotional image about a Grand Theft Auto Online expansion. They noticed a photo of the moon in the top left, that is a waning gibbous moon that is expected to arrive. The next waning gibbous is expected to arrive on November 22nd. And a bunch of people are like, oh, November 22nd, that's got to be the day we get the next GTA 6 trailer. And it's like getting enough traction that like it's getting articles written about it.
It's
Especially
the
because it's
Persona
been
3
about
people.
a year. It's been about a year since we've had the first trailer. This
Yeah.
is ridiculously funny.
It's the Persona 3 full moon people. They're still staring at the moon.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure it's the exact same. The crossover between Persona 3 and Grand Theft Auto fans is a circle, as we all know.
Yeah,
It's
of
a
course.
waning gibbous, actually. It's,
Yeah. So funny.
anyway, yeah.
My most anticipated game in this list is actually Monster Hunter Wilds. I am
That's not
so
surprising.
unbelievably stoked for Monster Hunter Wilds.
That's not surprising even a little bit.
I loved World. The only thing that I disliked about World was the fact that I thought I didn't like that you had to play the main mission solo before you could do it with friends. And so I hope the one thing I want this game to change is that I can do the story seamlessly with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I want changed. Otherwise, everything else looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I think all these games are going to be sick, if I'm being real.
Here's I just found some other news on apparently Take-Two Interactive recently had a fiscal second quarter 2025 report
Hmm.
where the exact words that they used were fall of calendar 2025. So that's what they're still
Okay.
telling to their investors.
Okay.
We'll see.
I mean, I hope so because they it's. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It's kind of where
It's
we're
like that's what I'm at. It's like they've had so many, and if it has been pushed back so many times, I would hope that executives would know to like be sure before
Yeah.
they announced anything. So I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see. Best adaptation.
Hey, let me get this out right away.
Yeah,
The Yakuza show should not be on here.
I agree. I didn't watch it, but from what I've heard, it is not Yakuza.
I still need to watch the rest, but I watched the first episode, and I know I shouldn't judge it based off the first episode, but there is so much wrong with the first episode that it should not be on this list. I do not know why the Nier Automata anime is not on this list instead.
I didn't know it came out.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. It's awesome. I watched the first couple episodes. They got the original voice cast. They brought a bunch of the music back. It's a gorgeous animation. I cannot believe that Like a Dragon Yakuza is on this list and not something like the Nier Automata anime.
Yeah. I didn't watch Knuckles. I didn't watch
I
Like a
didn't either.
Dragon. I didn't watch Tomb Raider. I want to watch Knuckles, but I didn't.
Yeah, I do too.
I am surprised that Arcane is on here. Just like I feel like Arcane's releasing at a really awkward time for this specifically.
Right.
But like I know that voting is like far majority on journalists than on the general public. Like this voting that we're doing right now, I think accounts for like maybe 5% total of like
Yeah.
the at most of the votes.
So it's basically worthless. But
yeah. And so if the journalists don't vote for like another week or two, then that's probably fine because I think the rest of Arcane comes out this weekend. So I watched Arcane and Fallout. Love them both. And I'm torn, honestly.
yeah, I haven't
Because
actually
I like them both
watched,
in different ways a lot.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched any of these except for the first episode of Like a Dragon.
Really?
I
Arcane
only
is
just
so good.
I'm sure it is. I don't have my own Netflix account. And yes, there are other means to watch it. I just haven't yet.
We
Same
should
with
do it for Otaku.
well, I only just recently got my got the Amazon stuff set up. So I actually haven't watched Fallout yet either.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Highly recommend them both. Arcane is just a breath of fresh air in Western animation. I think it's Western. Surely it is.
Probably is.
But like it's just such a beautiful storytelling. Like, actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards it over Fallout, because like Fallout is a lot of fun, and it was a really faithful adaptation. It was really cool, but Arcane's just in its own league, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that gets my vote. Best multiplayer. We have Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I mean, I am thrilled with Black Ops 6 to have zombies back. I've been having so much fun with zombies, but I cannot forget the like month straight of killing bugs, you know.
Man,
Like,
I I am so sad for Helldivers 2. Like I know the game has bounced back, but Sony absolutely just wrecked this game very quickly after launch. Uh,
yeah,
it makes me so sad because the launch of this game was so perfect. It was just sublime to have a game like this come out and everybody was yelling for democracy. Um, just for Sony to shoot itself in the foot with it.
yeah.
Um,
I
the
do
community
think
bounced
Sony.
back, but my goodness.
Yeah, I do think Sony may have sped some things up, but I don't think they. I think it. I don't think it was going to hold that same holding power for too much longer anyway.
No, but it doesn't. But it's the difference of letting it wane versus putting just a stain on it. You know, like
True.
I will not think about Helldivers 2 without that whole debacle. Not that that's anything on my voting preference. I just am sad that that's how that happened. I mean, it's the same thing with No Man's Sky. If you go back and play No Man's Sky today, it's incredible. But everybody's always going to remember it for its launch.
Yeah.
Um, but that first month of Helldivers 2 was so fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I am a predictable son of a gun. The new Mario Party game is so freaking good. I will always play Mario
A
Party.
better multiplayer experience though than Helldivers 2?
Yes.
Really?
To me. I am not big in shooters in general.
Yeah.
And as much as I loved I love the community aspect of Helldivers 2. To me though, Super Mario Party Jamboree, I love the couch co-op or the couch party game mentality so much more. I would much rather be in a game that encourages us to be in the same room and play a game together.
Yeah. I would love to do a Mario Party thing soon. I just haven't gotten to play it in so long.
Yeah. Also, the boards are really good. It's really well designed. A lot of the mini games are really fun. They took just enough classic games to like for those of us who played with them. But a lot of the new ones are really fun too. And a lot of the ways you can change the rules. Like one of the things that I really like about Jamboree in particular is they have two different rule sets and you can modify some of the extra rules. So they actually have the typical party mode, and then they have what they call pro mode, where they take out a lot of the RNG. Like everything is kind of set. So like when Boo steals coins, he's always going to steal. I think it's 15. When you get an RNG thing, it's only going to be from a select few, so that you can play a game purely based on skill and like proper planning. And the most RNG you're going to get are the dice rolls itself. Whereas you have the other mode, which is just the typical party mode that you can kind of modify, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I have heard it's like a good return to form for Mario Party.
Yes. And I haven't played all the modes yet, but there is a like online like battle royale minigame mode kind of thing. There is still online Mario Party, so you can still do stuff. I just think for me, when I'm thinking about multiplayer games that I like most, it's definitely Mario Party for me here.
Right. Okay, cool.
Very cool. Well, I haven't played Tekken, but I do like Tekken.
Yeah.
Sports.
All I can say is I'm a big Kind of Funny fan, and they made a really good point this week. There is no college football on here, which was like one of the biggest sports comebacks and releases of the last year.
Yeah.
And Topspin 2K25 rated terribly. And so people are just kind of amazed that it's like that got a nomination over that. That's all I
Yeah.
know. I didn't even play Madden this year, but that's not even nominated. I
Yeah.
didn't play any of these. Um, so,
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't either.
I did not.
um, best sim and strategy game. Have you played any of these?
No, but I heard Unicorn Overlord was amazing. That's the only
I
thing
heard the
I've
same
heard.
about Frostpunk 2. So I'm going to put my eggs in the Frostpunk 2 basket.
I will click Unicorn Overlord because I think it's crazy that Atlas has released so many banger games
Atlas has
this
been
year.
like grinding.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Best family.
Whew, this is where it gets tough for me.
This is a
Um,
toughie.
I can't believe Showtime is on here though.
It's
That game
it's
was
a toughie, but I'm
really.
going Astrobot right off
I
the
think that
bat.
makes the most sense. I haven't played Echoes of Wisdom yet. There were so many games I want to play that came out right in a row.
Right.
Echoes of Wisdom I have not played yet. I've heard it was really good. I saw some of the speedrun stuff when the game launched, and that was very funny. Plucky Squire was one that was on my list to play. 'Cause that game looks amazing. I love Devolver as a publisher. Just haven't gotten to it. Showtime looked really disappointing. I had some friends that played it that said it was fun, but you could definitely tell it was catering to the wrong audience.
Right.
Um, I, I haven't played Astrobot, but I'm clicking Astrobot for this one.
Astrobot was like, it only took me a couple of days to get through it, but for those couple of days, I was like, I just need to get back on Astrobot.
But I
It
think
was
that's
so good.
one of those things that like so like I know I said all that stuff about Mario Party and how great it is to like get people together, and I still agree with that testament for best family game. But Astrobot, every clip I saw of Astrobot made me want a PS5 so bad. I was like, I need to play this game. I don't have a PS5, so I can't play this game.
Yeah.
But God, do I want one just to play Astrobot?
It is one
And
of
it's
those
such a
games
short
that
game.
seems like a PS5, like what should have been like a flagship title almost.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
and yeah, it absolutely knocked it out of the park. And they've got consistent updates coming for like extra levels and
Yeah.
stuff.
The idea of releasing extra speedrun levels as a wannabe speedrunner like just seems so awesome. The
Yeah.
game's short enough you could probably like just test yourself pretty easily. I'm sure the speedrun looks really cool. I'm sure we'll see it at a GDQ here pretty soon.
Yes.
I can't imagine it doesn't show up at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long speed run because it doesn't seem like there's much opportunity for like big skips.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have. That's why it's a week long.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm sure there's some cool movement tech.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did you place
Fighting
your vote?
game. No, I did not.
On the
Oh,
family
yes, I
game?
did. Yeah, I'm back. I'm on the next one.
Oh, you did Astrobot. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Best fighting game. Did I play any of these? I played Multiverses.
We played Multiverses. I I'm going to pick a game I haven't played, and it is
Yeah.
cheating. But
I
it's
don't
Marvel
think
vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I mean, come on, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back in modern day,
Yeah.
and all those other collections. Like it sparked all these other fighting game collections to come out.
Yeah. Nope. You convinced me. I'm never
I would
gonna-
have loved to have given it to Multiverses, but it relaunched in such a terrible state.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of stuff. A lot of the people who were like championing the game have kind of fallen off since like Rivals of Aether 2 has come out. I think it was, from what I have seen and from what I have played, it seems like the devs don't know what they really want Multiverses to be from a gameplay
Yeah.
point of view.
And it's been
Uh,
kind of consistently it's kind of been consistently like just weird. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the publishing company has like hurt the devs quite a bit too, and it's just like I just don't trust it to like stick around.
Yeah.
So I haven't
I want it to be good. I haven't played in a few months. Maybe I need to hop back into it before I say too much more on it. But I played it quite a bit when it relaunched because I wanted to love it. And then every new character that came out was just absurdly busted. Like when
Mhm.
Samurai Jack came out, I thought he was ridiculous. Banana Guard was incredibly annoying. There's a lot of like spam encouraging within multiverses that I just do not like very much compared to something like Smash or other
Right.
platform fighters.
Yeah.
Didn't play Sparking Zero. I watched some content on it. It made me laugh. I'll give it that. And then I'm sure Tekken's great. I just haven't played it.
Right. Okay.
Surprised Street Fighter 6. Did Street Fighter 6? That was last year, right?
I have no idea.
Was that last year? It's got to be
Not a
if it's
clue.
not on here. Everybody loves Street Fighter 6. That
I
had
feel
to
like
be
I remember
last year.
Street Fighter 6 being a nomination at one point.
Yeah, I think it might have been last year.
Yeah. All right. RPG.
I have
I keep
not
forgetting
played.
that we're not in last. Like this year went by so quickly that
Yeah.
I'm like, "Where's Baldur's Gate?" And I'm like, "Oh wait."
So the only one on this list that I've actually played is Infinite Wealth.
I am Erdtree. That's the only one I've touched.
So Metaphor is one I want to play. I just haven't gotten to it yet. It hasn't been out that long. But everybody who I have talked to that has played Metaphor has said it is absolutely incredible.
I agree.
Um,
I'm
so
in the same boat.
I mean, it's an Atlas RPG that borrows on the mechanics of other RPGs.
Yeah.
So it's probably pretty good. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I have not played yet. I haven't played the remake. I only just played the original this year, like the original Final Fantasy VII. So I don't have a lot to say on that one, other than that I remember that game launching with some really bad performance problems, kind of across the board.
Oh, I don't remember that.
There was a ton. It was like huge discourse about like once you hit the open zone, stuff was like just breaking.
I see.
Not like unplayable states of bad, but plenty of animation glitches. That were just kind of causing issues. I'm sure Dragon's Dogma 2 was good. Liked that one. And obviously Shadow of the Erdtree was pretty good from what people said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Erdtree's the only one I played. I wanted to play Like a Dragon. It looked incredible. Final Fantasy VII also looked incredible. I loved getting to play Persona 3 this year for the first time.
Yes. Oh my god.
And that was my first time really diving into a Persona game. And so like I really want to get to Metaphor. It's just like I just can't afford more than like one game a month right now.
I'm right there with you. That's why I haven't picked up most of these.
Yeah, and so like I gotta stay true to myself. I did love Erdtree. I never even beat Erdtree. I there was one day I was playing for like hours, and then I got to a point where it was like I beat a boss, and it was like, oh, here's a puzzle, and I couldn't figure out the puzzle. And I'm sure I could have like if I'd spent more time on it, but I only spent like 15 minutes, and I was like, I need to go to bed, and then I never came back to it.
Fair. I'm clicking Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I bought that game on sale right before my summer break ended. I grinded that game for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I have some issues with the plot, but they took so much of what didn't work in the previous game, gameplay-wise, and made a really solid RPG out of it. The stupid Animal Crossing New Horizons minigame that's in there,
yeah,
I played that for like 15 hours. I was
really scared I would lose a lot of time to that if I played it.
I didn't leave until I won that minigame.
Yeah.
And then I still had the rest of the RPG. I actually did every side quest in that game, which I don't ever do in these RPGs. Like the checklist system in these games really makes you want to do them. So Infinite Wealth, I put a ton of time into.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
All right. Best action and adventure. I mean, I have to vote for Astrobot. It's again the only one of these that I've played.
Yeah, I didn't play any of these. I've heard they were all pretty good except for Star Wars. I didn't hear great things about Star Wars Outlaws. Not that
honestly,
means much, but
I heard great things about Silent Hill 2, but that's really the only one. And then like Astrobot it just swallowed it took too much of a grip on me. And it wasn't because of like I mean, I loved the gameplay. It was very satisfying, but I did really want to get through to the end. I really wanted that adventure to complete. And so like from an action adventure standpoint, with beautiful traversal mechanics and there wasn't really puzzle solving, but amazing traversal. I just was all over it. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
honestly crazy to me too. You were mentioning how fast this year has gone by. I forgot that Prince of Persia was this year.
yeah,
That was like
yeah,
January of this year, and I remember that game being incredibly good. Here's
yeah.
my thing though that really ticks me off. Just as a thing, they hosted a speedrunning contest. Um, this year when this game came out, they had like an official contest, like a speedrunning contest, and then they patched all the glitches the speedrunners were using right
I
after that
remember that.
competition.
Yep.
That crap like that drives me insane. Like Nintendo's pretty annoying about it. To host a speedrun contest to show off your game and then to patch all the mechanics is really frustrating
Yeah.
to witness. So I'm gonna give it to Astrobot. I'm sure Echoes of Wisdom was fantastic. I just haven't gotten to play it. Um,
Right.
I think
Bed,
Grezzo is a great
bed, bed,
developer, but
bed.
yeah,
That's all I know about it. Just make a
yes,
bunch of
I know
beds.
there were some crazy funny speedrun glitches with the beds and the
Yeah.
summoning.
Best action game. Okay, so this is a hard one for me because I just voted for Helldivers 2 for best multiplayer. Um,
Yeah,
but when it comes down to the like action, it was like cuz like the multiplayer was what made Helldivers 2 so much
yeah,
fun. It was
yeah.
the role play and that aspect of it. And just walking around the ship.
Hmm.
Stetson, who was in the chat earlier, he and I would like I was on an acting contract and it was all I had to do in between shows. We would just hop on the ship and fuck around.
Yeah.
But for action, I have been grinding zombies for the last 2 weeks in Black Ops 6. It has been so much fun.
Yeah.
So
This one,
I'm going zombies.
yeah. I didn't play any of these. Black Myth Wukong looked awesome when that came out. Um, I just didn't pick it up. Um, I haven't gotten into Black Ops yet. I'm sure I will at some point because of zombies. Um, Helldivers 2, I really liked. I want to play Stellar Blade at some point. Because I loved Near Automata so much, and this game reminds me so much of that like platinum game
Yeah, I
feel.
agree. I
Uh,
agree.
and now there's that Near Automata crossover stuff coming soon, just to
Oh, I forgot
solidify
about
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is sick. And I didn't play Warhammer 40K. So if I had to pick one, I'm probably gonna pick Helldivers because I think that the action in that game is very fun, up to a certain difficulty. For me personally, but I did really enjoy my time with Helldivers.
Um real quick.
Yeah.
I just got a notification. Do you know what 54 Below is?
No.
So it is a venue in New York City that tends to
Yeah.
host a lot of like cabaret nights, and they'll
Oh
bring
heck
in
yeah.
casts to do like just concerts. Sometimes they'll bring in casts from old Broadway shows and have them do a night of a concert of the show.
Hmm.
And very often, like from night to night, like on like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, that kind of stuff, they'll hold like smaller things. People can like pitch shows and stuff. One of my friends just posted, um, 54 Below sings Sonic the Hedgehog in person December 18th at 9:30, and they're live
Oh,
streaming it. Um,
that's awesome.
and it is a cast of four, five, six. It's a cast of 14. I'm like, what? How much vocal Sonic the Hedgehog music in there that you can get 14 people and make a long enough
There's
concert out of it?
there's a lot. It's all butt rock.
Yeah. So anyway, if I'm around on December 18th, if I don't have rehearsal, which I probably will because my show opens the 19th, so I'm probably
Right.
definitely in rehearsal. Uh, yeah, I'll check that out.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, did you have anything more to say on Action Game?
Nope.
Great. Best VR/AR.
All right. I'm defaulting to you.
Yeah. So I haven't played any VR this year. I actually just brought my Quest 2 back home. I'm gonna play Half-Life Alyx again soon because I'm in a Half-Life
Yeah.
mood with the Half-Life 20th anniversary, Half-Life 2 20th anniversary. And if you haven't played Half-Life, go get it. I think it's still on sale right now. Every game is like $1. Go
Yeah.
fucking buy them, everybody. So Metal Hellsinger loved the desktop game. Can't imagine how it works in VR. I do want to experience that. I can't imagine If it's a free upgrade to VR, if I already own the desktop version, I'll try it. But I don't know if that's the case. Metro Awakening was on my Fantasy Critic, so I gotta support it.
Fair enough.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Mobile game, Balatro.
Okay, I'm gonna be the guy. TCG Pocket for me.
Oh yeah, I mean those are the only two options, but it's Balatro.
It's crazy to me just how much fun, because I do not like mobile games generally speaking.
Mhm.
Even regular games on my phone, I do not like. The only games that I've consistently played on my phone so far have been the Pokemon Showdown app, because I will just import my team from desktop and play Pokemon Showdown.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's not on the App Store. You have to go to the website, and then there will be a button that says like download app while you're on your phone.
That's wild. And you can play Pokemon Showdown?
Yeah. So anyway, I do a lot of VGC grinding on my phone. But I have thoroughly enjoyed Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I have not spent a dime, and I have like 160 of the 220 cards in the last couple weeks through Wonder Picks and just opening my packs every day. In fact, I just got my notification that my next pack is available. I think it's crazy how much fun I have had with Trading Card Game Pocket. And it's actually because of Trading Card Pocket that I started buying Lorcana cards so I could play trading card games again.
Hell yeah, I love Lorcana.
So anyway,
I've also been having a blast with Pocket, but here's my thing: is that this is one of the first years where mobile games definition has expanded to like Steam Deck and stuff. And since Balatro first came out, it's been like people's like airplane game, you know. It's been a huge thing. And I have also been obsessed with Pocket. In fact, it's time for me to open a pack right now.
Yes.
So let's see what I pop here.
No, I think
What are we feeling?
definitely deserves.
Tell me when.
Stop. No, and I'll open up a pack with you because mine's ready.
Oh, there's a new
Hey,
Vulpix. I can't see what any of these are. Sabrina.
it's a pretty good card. All right, I'm opening up a Pikachu pack.
Gloom was my new card.
Tell me when to stop. Nope.
Right there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let me open. Let's see what I got. Oops. Nidorina I already have. Pincurchin I already have. Another Nidorina. An Eevee.
Ooh.
See, that's the thing. Like, I get all the hype without
Magnemite?
having
I
to
can't
spend a
read.
bunch
I
of
can't
money.
see it.
Oh, it's a Diglett.
Diglett. Yeah, that's
It's
right.
a
Okay,
full art
cool.
Diglett.
And
That's awesome.
it's a new one too.
But like, I don't know. Like, that makes my brain happy.
Yeah. Made mine too.
Sick. The only thing
If I wasn't lazy, I'd make a TikTok out of that later.
Yeah, I need Smell-O-Vision so I can get the Pokemon card pack smell.
That'd be
It's the only
dope.
thing I need to make this perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I will say something I love is that the two biggest contenders are simple card games,
yes.
and the other
Yeah.
three games are like the AAA equivalent of a mobile game.
Hmm.
So
And I
there's
will give not necessarily as a mobile game, but I did try Zenless Zone Zero, and I did.
I did
like
enjoy Zenless Zone Zero a lot. I have a friend. I had actually two friends acting in it, so I tried it. I played it for a couple weeks, which is more than I've played any of the other Hoyoverse games.
Yeah.
Loved it, but Balatro I'm still playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Debut indie game. I mean, I've already.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed I haven't played any of these. I actually have nothing
Animal
to
Well,
say
I
on any
really
of
want to
these games.
try.
Animal Well is one that I wanted when it came out. I know Matt loved it. One of our other up download people really loved it. And Plucky Squire has been on my list basically since it was announced because I love the idea of it. Manor Lords, I saw the demo on Game Pass, but it just didn't really look appealing to me.
Right.
I don't even know what Pacific Drive is.
I can't say I do either.
I'm sure I've seen a Pirate Software clip of him playing this game.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go to Steam
Big
right now.
indie proponent.
Look
I wonder if
at it.
the Indie Game Awards have a content creator category.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about this. Actually, I've never seen this game in my life. But good for them.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I will click Balatro out of solidarity.
Did I?
Finished it.
Oh. Oh, okay. So it went from best debut indie to best independent game.
Okay. Boy,
I mean,
this
look,
is a list.
Neva is gorgeous. It's a great game. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is also just a very intriguing game.
Mhm.
But like it comes down to, I am still playing
Yeah.
Balatro.
Yeah,
Like,
Animal Well was such like a thing on the content sphere. But I love that still like people are just talking and gushing about the game, but nobody is saying anything about the game, and I really like that aspect
yes.
of the community so far. They're like, no, I'm not telling you anything.
Big Outer Wilds energy.
Yes, absolutely. I heard Neva was incredibly good. It's one I really want to play.
Yeah. Didn't quite
it
get me
looks
the win
so
in
good.
the fantasy league like I was hoping, but you know.
Yeah. I heard great things about UFO 50. I remember watching a couple streams and being really confused what was going on. But it looked really cool. But
Yeah.
it's probably going to be Electro.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
Best community support. This is an interesting one.
It is.
Because in my mind, it's still Baldur's Gate 3. I think about how many people are still playing Baldur's Gate 3, still making content, still making mods, still doing challenge runs. Even a well over a year later.
And something I'm torn on is whether or not to consider public appearances with this, with like the actors. But the actors have been going hard on the like con circuits.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, and then like the recent release of the mod tools and everything, and the amount of effort that's been into that, and like
and all the
added a whole bunch of new
patches.
endings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have stopped. Larian could have stopped.
Yes.
And nobody would have batted an eye. And I think it's very cool that they've kept going.
Yes.
As they have. I think Final Fantasy XIV is still good. I heard a lot of nonsense regarding the newest expansion, and some people some of the community. I don't know about the community itself, but just people latching onto things. But some transphobia with the new voice actress for one of the important characters. I remember hearing about stuff like that. I don't know how relevant that is, but I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is still ongoing and still doing very strong. Fortnite was, of course, going to be on here. Helldivers 2, I would have, as far as community, the actual community of Helldivers 2 was crazy cool until all the Sony stuff. And then I felt like there was this weird random divide in the community, which sucks. And No Man's Sky has kind of popped off this year, too. I started playing it this year and had a great time. But this one's easy for me in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, dope. Okay. Oops, I just exited voting. Best ongoing?
We're on
is that where
best
we're at?
ongoing, yeah.
All right. I mean,
I don't know.
Fortnite, honestly.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 had that really good expansion that people loved, and then they immediately did away with everybody.
Yeah, and thinking about the last year of Fortnite, it was the Game Awards last year where they released Lego and Festival. And so this is the first time that we've gotten to like vote on them adding like big new game modes. And I stopped playing Festival, but I really I still think about it all the time. I wish I was still playing Festival. So yeah, that's it for
and
me.
I like as far as the other stuff, like Helldivers 2, while I think it's cool, just from what I've seen on the outside, it still just kind of keeps trucking along. It doesn't seem like they've done anything super crazy. Like it's just the game is still going, right? It's still this push and pull of the Galactic War. it doesn't seem like we've seen. I love some of the community decision making they've had to do, which I think is cool. And I'd love to give it to Final Fantasy 14, but I don't think I think this expansion as an outsider fell really flat um, compared to Endwalker.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Fortnite's kind of an easy pick
It is.
in my mind.
I do feel like there might. I can't say them off the top of my head because I don't know them, but I feel like there might have been better options for nominations in that category.
Probably.
Games for
Games for
Impact.
Impact. I love that this
I'm
is
always
here.
so sad because it's like this is the first year where I'm like, I actually know 3 of the games here, 4 of the
Mhm.
games here. Usually, I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going for Tales of Kenzera Zao on this one.
Oh.
Purely because of like how transparent the director was about it being a game that like meant so much to him, and that he was like, this is a story to honor my father. Do you remember watching the Game Awards last year when he talked about
Yeah.
this, or maybe it was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He was like, it's a story about his father that meant so much to him, and it was a story that he's had in his head for a long time, and he realized that a video game was the only way he could tell it, and this was his first game, and he like worked so hard to make it that impactful. And I mean, just that alone,
Mhm.
like knowing that's like this is the medium for this story.
That's really cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
And not to mention, it's probably, I didn't play it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But like from what I've seen about it, it seems like a great thing for his culture.
No, it's really cool. Yeah, I don't know anything about these. I've never even heard of Close to the Distance
Me neither.
or this Indica.
I've heard of Indica. I can't tell you anything about it, but I have heard good things.
Yeah. So no, it's really cool. I don't have an opinion on this one. I
Yeah.
just play these games. It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. Innovation and accessibility.
So I know nothing about any of the accessibility
So-
options in these games.
I do know that Dragon Age had been consistently releasing like, hey, here's accessibility things that we're planning on putting in the game, and like worked with people to make the accessibility really solid. Call of Duty has had consistent improvements in accessibility, but I'm going with Dragon Age just because I know that that's been like
Yeah.
the
They
forefront.
have Yeah, they've been very vocal about their accessibility stuff.
Exactly. Best performance this year disappoints me because it just goes to show that it's like this year was a lot of like not vocal heavy games, especially coming out of a year with Baldur's Gate 3. It was like, oh. And I shouldn't say that way,
Here's
but
the thing. No, there's been so many. Here's the thing. Why is the new voice actress for Aegis not on here? She made me cry.
and there's nobody from Metaphor.
Yeah, nobody from Metaphor. Nobody. I mean, I think the voice cast from Persona 3 Reload absolutely should be getting some accolades this year because
Yeah,
they
I
had
agree,
tough
I agree.
shoes to fill, and they crushed it. Again, I sat at my computer and I cried like a baby at like
Mhm.
2 in the morning after the end of the game with the speech that Aegis gives. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah.
But the
Which
voice
is
actress
good
for
because
Aegis
you know what? I
absolutely
told you I
killed it.
beat that game, and I realized a while ago that I didn't actually beat the game. I forgot that I hadn't, because I got really close and I
Yeah.
said I was about to, and then I just forgot to actually go do it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
Yeah.
how I did that.
You should. It's so good. The
I
ending,
plan
like, the
on it. I
ending
plan on
sequence is so good. But I like Junpei's voice actor for that one. He had
Stupid.
some crazy delivery throughout that whole sequence. He did incredible.
Yeah.
The Alejandro, who voiced Akihiko,
Yep.
had the toughest role to replace, and he absolutely crushed all of October with all of that. So I think it's incredibly sad that none of those actors are here to be recognized.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more. I didn't play the English version of Like a Dragon, but I know there was some contention with Kiryu's voice actor, but the rest of the dub cast absolutely crushed it too.
Right. I this is I don't mean this genuinely. I remember in Helldivers 2 constantly going to make sure I had Yuri Lowenthal's voice picked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but other than that, like, just voice wasn't a huge focus on any of the games I played this year.
Yeah.
I played a lot of arcade style games this year.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
that
fair.
being said, I know I like Melina Jurgens, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
place my vote for her.
I don't really have an opinion on this one. If I
Yeah,
would have
that's
played
that's
Rebirth, I
totally
probably
fair.
would pick Brianna White just off of Final Fantasy stuff, but I just
Yeah.
didn't play any of these games and don't know enough about them themselves.
Best audio design. I'm going Hellblade 2 on this.
Okay.
Audio design is a core part of the Hellblade like world. With just like spatial audio and whispering and stuff just alone is so cool. Um, it's they do such magic with the audio design there. Astrobot's cute. And you know, it's just technically well done. All of these games are technically well done, but it's just such a core part of what Hellblade is.
Yeah. Okay. I have no opinion here.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Best score and music. Um, I guess the only score I've heard is Astrobots, but I didn't even really pay attention to it. It didn't stick out to me as I played. Uh,
I am sure my answer is Metaphor.
I was gonna say my answer is probably Final Fantasy VII.
I have heard the music in Rebirth because it shows up on my Spotify playlist. They have done such a great job reorchestrating all the music there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna vote because I don't have a great answer. I guarantee you though, my
I'm
answer
voting
here
just out
is
of sheer
probably
like
Metaphor.
I want to look back and see what I predicted.
Then with that in mind, then I'm clicking Metaphor because
Yeah.
I know I have loved everything I have heard from Shoji Meguro.
Right.
And I can only imagine this game. I'm getting this game. I'm getting playing Metaphor right after I finish Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Okay, art direction is weird. Black Myth Wukong is not a game that sticks out to me as having like being like an art direction heavy game. Um Metaphor like but the other four games absolutely do. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a very tight like cohesive visual style.
This
My
one's
gut
Metaphor for me.
instinct. Sorry, go ahead.
This one's Metaphor for me.
My
Even
my
just with
gut
Portal
instinct was
XP.
to go with Neva, but
Mm,
I think it's just because it's the most stylized one.
yeah.
Is why I wanted to go with that off the bat.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Astrobot because of the characterization and the production design of just like the levels and everything. Um, just the way the characters interact with each other and with the levels, I feel like works really well with the art direction. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I'm going with Metaphor just based because of everything I've seen. All the cities look gorgeous. The UI, of course, looks amazing.
Yeah.
I Atlas cooks. That's all I can say.
Yeah. All right, best narrative. Um,
I Okay, so I know I haven't played most of these, but this is an easy Infinite Wealth. Um,
right.
there's some stuff in the narrative that I don't necessarily care for, but I love Ichiban as a character so damn much. He is a character like I love Kiryu, and I like his struggle and what he is going through. There's some dumb stuff they gave for him, like they gave him cancer in this game, but the
Oh,
reason he got cancer is the dumbest reason I've ever heard, considering he smokes and drinks in every game ever, and that wasn't the
interesting.
reason he got cancer. Um, but I just the characters themselves are so good, and that's what I love about these games is just the way the characters interact with the world they're in is so charming. Um,
Hmm.
I'm sure I love the story of Final Fantasy VII. There's some stuff in Seven. Like Seven is good, back when it came out on the PS1, and I'm sure Rebirth expands on a ton, but I don't know. Infinite Wealth just gripped me, and I was so every time I hit a major plot point, I was like, I have to know what is going to happen, no matter how dumb the scenario is. I have to know what happens.
Right.
And like the wacky situations in these Yakuza games definitely help tell that story. There's a sub story, a side quest where you run into an old man whose wife is dying, and you're in Hawaii, and she wants to see the snow again, and so you're going around looking for people who can make it snow, and you end up running into a callback character from like Yakuza 1 or 2, and there's these Japanese like diaper cafe goers, like these big Yakuza members in diapers, and they like there's this heartwarming story where they take all their diapers and they take all the powder that's in it to make it snow for the wife before she passes. And like that's like a side, totally a side adjacent thing, but it endears me so much to Ichiban as a result.
Yeah.
I just love the way they characterize themselves. KU 976. No, they did not hit him with the cancer gun, but it was
That
pretty
does
close.
sound like a oh, what's that game? The ridiculous where you have like the dubstep gun
Oh my god.
that just had like a really shitty reboot.
God, I don't remember.
Oh man. Devil some no. I don't know why Devil May Cry is like popping in my head.
Was it Saints Row?
Saints Row. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Saints
does
Row.
sound like a Saints Row gun. Cancer
Yes.
gun. I'm gonna go with Infinite Wealth as well, just because it's the like Metaphor and Like a Dragon both are games where it's like, I mean, I guess okay, look, all of these games are narrative first.
Yeah.
But like for Like a Dragon and Metaphor ReFantazio feel like games where it's like just like it is the narrative is what
Yeah.
makes the game entirely. And so yeah, I'll just swing my prediction for Like a Dragon as well. Game direction. So, you know, pulling together all the teams working cohesively, or the departments, I should say, and innovation.
Jacob, we absolutely did play Saints Row 4. I forgot we actually did. I forgot we had a group that because I haven't had an online mode. We played through like a few hours of that. That was a mess. This was tough. I like
Is
without having played most of these, my gut says Astrobot.
I'm leaning towards it yet again. I mean, this is the first time where I've like played half of them in the category.
Right.
So Astrobot, yes, because like it is just like I was saying on art direction, it's just so cohesively perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The sound design of the characters works so well with the art direction, and the art direction of like animation and level design just comes together so well. And it's just so quirky and fun. Balatro is interesting just because it was a single developer.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the way he was able to like pull all the visual elements together with gameplay and sound design was really cool. I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm not feeling like voting for Erdtree too much just because like it's had its glory. Yeah, I'll go with Astrobot.
Yeah, Astrobot makes the most sense to me. Like I said, every clip I saw of this game just made me want a PS5, and every other game that's like a console game, I have had no desire. But I have not felt so sad about a game that I couldn't play than
Yes.
Astrobot.
Going on to Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
Going on to Game of the Year, I am voting for Balatro for Game of the Year. And I'll tell you why. It is not like so obviously I just voted for Astrobot over Balatro for direction.
Mhm.
But that's because of Astrobot having a bigger team and it being
Yeah.
like a bigger scope. Balatro has been such a breath of fresh air in like the arcade-ish genre,
Hmm.
and the way it like revolutionized like what a poker card game can be, and also just like an arcade game, like having this kind of thing to like keep coming back to. The replayability is massive. I have not gone a week without playing it since it came out. Um, it's incredible what this guy's come up with. Local Thunk.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that he has revealed that Balatro, he just found the original build of Balatro in his like testing folder when he was like trying to
Hmm.
figure out game development and just make up random shit. This was a game that he just like was trying to learn coding on, and then it blew up
Yeah.
into this. And I think the success story of it alone is incredible. So
Yeah.
it does get my
No,
vote, although I would not be upset with any other game except for Black Myth Wukong winning this award.
yeah. I the phenomenon that Balatro has become is it's so cool. I like you said, I love the success story here. Of it. And I think it would be amazing for Balatro to win Game of the Year. Um, so yeah, I think it's crazy. I actually haven't played any of these games.
That's nuts.
Um, yeah, like I can't play Astrobot. I don't really care that much about Black Myth Wukong. I didn't
Neither
even
do
play.
I.
I still haven't played Elden Ring. I'm behind on Final Fantasy VII. Haven't picked up Balatro yet, but I guess I'm gonna have to now. And then
Yes.
Metaphor was like my most anticipated game this year. Um, as soon as it was announced, I just haven't gotten to play it yet. Um, my gut says um, that it'll probably go to Astrobot.
Me too.
I think just the phenomenon that has become and just how good and cohesive it was, especially for Sony. Like, because remember, Concord came out at the same time,
It
um,
did. Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
Astrobot just absolutely blew everything out of the water, and like people forgot about how bad Concord was because they were playing Astrobot. Um, but I don't know. I'm excited to see Metaphor on here, but it hasn't been out that long anyway, so it's kind of hard for me to even gauge based on like community reaction. But
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
I'm gonna click Astrobot, but I would love to see a one man indie team win Game of the Year.
for
I
sure.
think it's cool that it's here at all.
Yeah, and like I said, like I am, I would be chill with any of these winning, except for Black Myth Wukong. Something about that game doesn't sit right with me.
I do think it's interesting that is this the first time, at least in recent years, that there's been a DLC as potential Game of the Year.
I think Phantom Liberty did, and I think there was another thing
Mm,
last year. Um, let
gotcha.
me
That's the first that I remember.
go to these game awards. This is
Oh,
luckily one of those things that Google has. Well, I have Bing set to my default thing right now, just for the rewards points
yeah.
temporarily.
I will
So
say,
Google,
while you're looking that up, I am pretty pleased with with the variety. I felt like last year we had like the same 5, 6 games kind of floating every category. I think it's cool that there's been a lot of variety in the game selections this year.
it actually looks like we haven't had a DLC.
Like I know from what I heard, Shadow of the Earth Tree was pretty much big enough to be another
It
game.
is, and the map is bigger than like most games.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, last year was all sequels. Well, I guess
yeah,
not Mario Brothers Wonder technically.
yeah.
Um, Elden Ring in 2022, Stray, yeah, then a bunch of other sequels.
So yeah,
I can't go farther than 2020 for some reason. But it's like it's been a conversation for a while though, because I know of games like Phantom Liberty. Um, And I was saying that I'm pretty sure it was a conversation back when Half-Life Blue Shift and Opposing Force and Half-Life 2 episodes 1 and 2 came out. I'm sure it was part of conversations then with the Spike Game Awards, if Spike Game Awards were a thing yet. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I will say that.
Absolutely.
I bounce back and forth on it. And sometimes when I'm talking to people and they're like, "Oh, I think it shouldn't be that way," I just go, "Yeah, you're right," and I just don't even bother arguing it.
It's not worth it most of the time.
I will say I'm perfectly okay with it, especially in because if it's big enough to warrant a nomination, there's probably a good reason for it, and I think Erdtree has a great reason to have been nominated for it. I just think there are better options. Dope.
This is cool though. I am excited to see. I'm not a big awards guy generally, mostly because I don't play a lot of the mainstream stuff, and I just am not big on award ceremonies, even in like my own real life stuff. But it is fun to watch. I do like seeing the new game reveals that do show up. I really hope we get more of a focus on the developers themselves. And like the actual awards than being all advertisement this year. I'm sure Jeff Keighley learned his lesson after last year, and hopefully the investors as well for those shows see the value in the focus on the games and the people. So I'm excited to watch.
I'm looking at the Indie Game Awards, and I don't think we know any of these games except for like Neva, Animal Well, Balatro.
Oh, okay.
But there are some really cool categories, I will say. We have notable achievement in accessibility, bite-sized game. I would have expected Balatro to be on here. Actually, I did love Thank Goodness You're Here. Very fun game. Women-led game. I love to see that. And so it's like categories where you're like, oh, if I'm looking for an indie game that falls into one of these categories, I know how to go find that. Yeah. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Core Keeper being under the music category is very cool. I liked that game quite a bit.
Let's take a quick look at the Streamer Awards. I don't know if I'm going to go through every single category, but especially because I didn't watch more than a couple streamers this year.
Right. Oh yeah, those because those announcements have come out.
Yeah, and I watched Kind of Funny mostly, and they've never been nominated.
Right.
Strategy game streamer. Don't know any of you. Actually, I know Anna Cramlin.
Yeah, I know Box and Northern Lion. I don't watch
Creative Arts streamer. I don't know any of you.
No.
MOBA streamer. Don't watch MOBAs. Hidden Gem. I don't know any of you.
With less than an average of 200 viewers during the past year.
How do you mean? Huh?
Did she do?
Oh no. We're not misfits around here. We're odd people, but most people are a little bit odd. Shot of whiskeys for St. Patrick's Day?
Or something based off of the video, but no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Best speedrun
streamer. This is Suiji. Easy peasy. Like, I don't know if you know anything about him.
Oh, Green Suiji? Not a clue.
He is the world record holder in every major category of Mario 64. Like 1 star, 0 star, 1 star, 16 star, 70 star, and 120 star. He has every world record right now. Which I think is crazy.
This was 16 days ago he got this?
Yes.
That's wild that we're still getting world records in Mario 64.
Right? He's like crazy good. Squeaks is cool. I've seen his stuff thanks to Doug and Ludwig.
Oh my god.
I saw Virtual on a like Carl Jobst video recently. But Suiji is the clear winner for me if you're talking speedrunner.
Battle Royale. I don't watch any of these guys.
Fighting games. I am sad that Void is not on here.
I've watched Lily Pichu before, so I'll just give it to Sports streamer. I know I gotta give it to Sketch. Sketch is fucking hilarious.
I have heard, yeah.
I want to watch what clips they got for him.
Yeah, right. What would you have done? Knocked it down?
No, I would have picked it. No, I would have took it for 6.
Yeah, right, buddy.
Yeah, I do it all the time. You should watch the show.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, is this the one where he runs
When
all
are we
the way
gonna
to the back of
spar?
the field and then?
Anytime, anywhere. No gloves, no headgear.
No, it's not.
Thanks, bro.
Have you seen that clip from him? So there's a clip from him playing Madden where he runs. So he gets ready for he gets lined up like right here, and he takes the ball and he just runs all the way to the back of the field, and he has like everybody's chasing after him, and then he just like comes all the way to the edge, runs around, and then comes up the side and gets a touchdown. It's so, and I watched a high schooler do that in real life like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Yeah. All right, Fortnite streamer. That's funny.
The only one I've ever heard of. Yeah. The only one I've ever heard of is Clicks.
Me too. Roleplay streamer presented by Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've heard of S-Fand, but I don't know if I like him.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah. FPS. I know Jinxie
Shroud
and
is.
Shroud. I mean, it's got to be Shroud. Shroud's the GOAT.
Rising Star. I don't know any of these.
At most 1,000 viewers at the start of the year and has the potential to rise at an unstoppable pace. I don't know any of you. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with your game. Stream game of the year.
Oh.
I honestly kind of want to give that to Chained Together.
Chained Together
Like,
was so funny.
There was some comedy out of that.
Yeah.
Best content organization. OTK is constantly putting out
That's
funny
probably
shit.
the one, yeah.
League of Their Own. I
Okay.
gotta go to Pirate.
Pirate Software, yeah.
Get
Oh.
Off Your Ass Award. Best IRL streamer.
I do not know any of these people.
I Show Speed is funny, but I don't know if I want to support. No, he actually became kind of chill partway through the year. I remember seeing clips of him, like in other countries and like helping people out. And it was like really cool to see him like stop just going for like cringe clips and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Best streamed collab Fortnite Friday. Connor Eats Pants and George Santos. Did you see these clips?
No.
Oh
But
my
Connor Eats
god!
Pants kills me anytime he shows
Dude.
up in somebody else's video.
You need to watch the clips of him playing. So he will be playing. He's playing Fortnite with George Santos. They're having these policy discussions, and then George Santos is like, "Oh, the zone's coming in. I think we need to get going." It's like, so fucking funny. I mean, that was such a cool best streamed event. Was Fast 50 not this year, or did it just not get nominated?
I thought it was.
And
Well,
you
they
know,
probably
like, Streamer Games was bigger than Fast 50.
hold on. I thought that stuff was early. Fast 50.
I mean, I'm such a big Ludwig fan that I know the Cyclothon was cool too. I really like.
No, yeah, the schedule dropped 5 months ago,
I see.
so that was definitely this year. That was the summer.
I'm gonna go. Well, I would have gone for Fast 50, but I'm gonna go with Cyclothon because I love Pete Premiere 2. I love Abroad in Japan and Sea Dog's okay.
Yeah.
And I really like their content. So the marathon stream. Surprised that Kai is getting a Mafia thing on here and not his like Elden Ring stream. Oh, he just got a straight up whole marching band.
That's crazy.
Is this the iCarly theme? It is the iCarly theme. Kai Cenat, I've seen this a lot recently. People saying this, that he's like a modern day iCarly. Like a real life iCarly. Because like, this kind of stuff would happen in iCarly. And now Kai's doing it. I'll give it to the guy. Best VTuber. Iron Mouse seems to be one that I constantly see come up on my feed. I don't know anything about her, but she's cool.
Yeah.
I Show Speed is an international streamer.
Guess so.
Ebuy, I've constantly heard is doing great things. Breakout streamer.
Probably gonna be Sketch.
Yeah, I'll give it a Sketch. Actually, I saw the clip they put on for this, and it's funny. I'm going to show it to everybody watching.
You ever put some stupid ass music on there again, I swear to God!
He just starts yelling, and then he plays the music again. It's so funny. It's so good.
It's so
And he
funny.
just breaks something in the background. I don't know why I shouldn't find him funny. I don't find that kind of like thing funny ever. I don't know why it works with sketch though.
Yeah.
Variety streamer. I don't know any of these guys except I did vote Queso in the Game Awards, so I'm gonna
I
vote for him
see.
again.
Okay, I realize that I have seen Queso's stuff show up on like short form content.
Yeah.
Not my jam, but seems fine.
I'm gonna give Kai Cenat best just chatting because of what I said earlier about the iCarly thing. Like
Yeah.
the production quality he's been putting in effort on, like the one where he built a fake copy of his room to like blow it up with fireworks on the 4th of July. Sapphire Ward.
Matt says Hassan is his favorite.
I like Hassan. There's some things I wish he had done differently leading up to a couple weeks ago, but that's just me. I do really like Hassan. But just the production quality on Kai is just unbeatable.
Yeah.
Best female marginalized gender streamer of the year. I like Valkyrie a lot. I like Iron Mouse a lot. I like Extra Emily. Cinna, I've heard good things about. I don't know much about her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Valkyrie because I've already voted for Iron Mouse, and that's how I vote. Gamer of the year. Who's the best gamer? Oh, I guess it's Kai. No. I mean, I don't really know how any of them like are good at games, so I'm just gonna skip that. Streamer of the year. I mean, Pirate Software is the one I've been coming back to.
Yeah, I like it. I just like Pirate Software the most. I don't always agree with his takes
agree.
when it comes to modern stuff, but I feel like he always at least explains himself well. And he's always a big proponent of indie games and like such a
Yes.
positive force in game development as a whole.
And he's a
and
great
that's
example
really
being set too for other streamers of like how to use his like success and money.
Yes.
It's been very cool to see.
Yeah.
Great.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's that.
Cool. That was a
I'm
fun little
tempted
bonus.
I'm tempted to do something else. I was gonna go play more zombies. I could stream some zombies.
Yeah,
But
whatever you wanna
I
do.
don't think anybody here wants to see that.
I don't know about that. I need to go and make dinner and stuff, but this was
Yeah.
super fun to
OSRS. I don't know
Old-
what OSRS
old school
is.
RuneScape.
Oh, I have not made an account for old school RuneScape.
It's a good time.
I don't think that's a rabbit hole I need to go down while I'm unemployed. You know,
Probably not.
because I remember playing RuneScape back in the day, and that ate me up whole. I do have some friends texting about Call of Duty, so
There you
I'm
go.
gonna hop on that, and then if they're okay with it, I will go back live and play some zombies in a little bit. But if not, we will see you later. We're gonna be live this weekend for Extra Life.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have more information coming out about that soon on Blue Sky and on Instagram. But the goal. Who knows if we'll achieve it? The goal is to be live for 12 hours on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. all 3 days. Glad to hear it, KU. Thanks for swinging by. So the goal is to try and raise $500 over the weekend for Extra Life. And it'll be a combo Extra Life and Billy birthday bash.
True. So yeah, we're gonna have some
We
stuff.
have that come up. We also have a plan for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that I know you were starting stuff on Friday, and then I'm planning on joining later that
Yes.
night after work.
Yep. It's gonna be a variety of the ages. I'm gonna be doing a lot of Call of Duty. Probably some Balatro, some Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe even some Half-Life because I'm feeling Half-Life
go.
recently. I don't know. Whatever I can fill some time with. I'm unemployed. Whatever. I got time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and then Billy's gonna be throwing in a bunch of retro stuff. We'll play some multiplayer. Hopefully, we get some Mario Party going on Saturday.
Ooh,
Isn't
that'd
that
be
the plan? Or was it Death Note?
Oh, we're talking about something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I would like to
The
play Death
plan's
Note.
very loosey goosey right now.
Yeah. And then also keep an eye out for in the future. in like a month, we're gonna try and do the Sonic Top Golf as an IRL
Yes.
stream, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to make that happen.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, thanks so much for swinging by, everybody. Keep an eye out. Maybe